Today is World AIDS Day, and to find out what's going on to mark the occasion and indeed to fight the disease here in Egypt, I'd like to welcome my guest as Dr Ahmed Khamis from UNAIDS in Egypt. Welcome to the 2 to 5 Drive.
Welcome, Tom. Thank you.
Lovely to have you.
For having me.
Very nice to have you here. This year's campaign is all about the 3 zeros, isn't it? Now, what do you mean by that?
The 3 zeros are global targets that is basically envisioned for the world by 2015 to reach 0 new HIV infections, 0 new AIDS-related deaths, and 0 stigma and discrimination. Now, the world is moving now maybe a bit beyond 2015, more into the 2020 and 2030 targets. However, in Egypt, we wanted to really highlight the issue of 0 stigma and discrimination. And through this year's campaign, we're trying to disseminate the message that if we have 0 stigma and added to 0 discrimination, that we can come up with 100% prevention and treatment for people living with HIV in Egypt, because it's a major hindrance, unfortunately, stigma and discrimination in Egypt.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like quite a tall order to eliminate the issues. Is this achievable?
We believe that we have managed in the past year globally to bend the trajectory of the epidemic, and that we now have a golden opportunity to actually break it. We have very ambitious targets to reach by 2020. We're calling them the 390s. So basically 90% of people living with HIV knowing their status, and then out of these 90% are on treatment, and out of these on treatment 90% have viral suppression, so they are living healthy with HIV. If you manage to achieve that by 2020, then we have a golden opportunity to actually end the AIDS epidemic by 2030, which is the goal that we are pushing for.
Of course, that's exactly what everybody wants across the world, isn't it? Not just here in Egypt. How big a problem is AIDS and HIV awareness in Egypt, would you say?
Awareness is a big issue. I mean, in terms of number of cases or confirmed people living with HIV, they're not as many as other countries. So we have a low prevalence epidemic among the general population. However, we have what we call a concentrated epidemic among key populations at higher risk. Looking at the level of awareness from latest studies, unfortunately, the general public, very few people know correct information about HIV. The biggest issue, and probably why we have such a high level of stigma, is very, let's say, challenging misconceptions about HIV.
I can imagine,
Yeah. So correcting these misconceptions and convincing people that methods of transmission of HIV are very clear. You can prevent HIV. You can live with HIV. The only way to know that you are living with HIV is through getting tested. A person living with HIV does not necessarily look ill or sick. He or she can live for many years without knowing that they are living with HIV. So we encourage many people to get tested. We also want to take this opportunity to highlight that everybody can be affected. So it's not really a shame to go get tested. There are testing services provided, either governmental or non-governmental organizations are providing them, even free of charge. There's counseling before and after testing, so to guide the person to when to get tested and whether or not they are positive, how to behave afterwards.
Right. And are there hotlines, places you can go to get that information if you're worried?
Definitely. I mean, the Ministry of Health has a hotline that they have dedicated for HIV for a very long time. They have very competent counselors that you can contact and know about the closest center to get tested at. I can mention the number if you would like.
Yes, absolutely.
It's 0800 700 8000.
Could you say that a little slower for everyone?
0800 700 8000.
700, 8,000.
Yeah,
okay.
And they can find it also on the World AIDS Campaign Egypt Facebook group. They can find more information on that and where to go and who to contact. It's WAC Egypt on Facebook.
Okay, Dr Ahmed Khamis is from UNAIDS in Egypt. We haven't finished there. We're going to come back and talk more. But because today is World AIDS Day here in Egypt, we're going to find out what is going on to mark the occasion after Nicki Minaj.
Do you ever think of me when you lie down in your bed of lies? And I knew better than to look in your eyes. They only pretend you would be mine. And oh, how you made me believe. You had me caught in every could never make eye contact. Everything you got was based off of my contacts. You a fraud, but I'ma remain icon stat. Balenciaga's on my boots with a python strap. You was caught up in the rush and you was caught up in the thrill of it. You was with me way before I hit $250,000 in it. Put you in the crib and you ain't never pay a bill in it. I was killing it, now you got me popping pills in it. I told baby hit you, I said this look bugging. Cause I was doing it for us, I told him fuck the public. Couldn't believe that I was home alone, contemplating overdosing. No more coasting, no more toasting over ocean. They say you don't know what you got till it's gone. They say that your darkest hour come before your dawn. But there was something that I should've asked all along. I'ma ask on the song.
Do you ever think of me when you lie down in your bed of lies? And I knew better than to look in your eyes. They only pretend you would be mine. And oh, how you made me believe. You had me caught in every web that you weave. But do you ever think of me when you lie down in your bed of lies?
I just figured if you saw me, if you looked in my eyes, you remember our connection and be freed from the lies. I just figured I was something that you couldn't replace. But there was just a blank stare and I couldn't relate. I just couldn't understand and I couldn't defend what we had, what we shared, and I couldn't pretend. When the tears rolled down, it's like you ain't even noticed them. If you had a heart, I was hoping that you would show us some. What the fuck you really telling me? What you telling me? I could tell you lying. Get the fuck out, don't yell at me. I ain't mean to cut you, I ain't one to catch a felony. This ain't how to be a player, you ain't Bill Bellamy. They say you don't know what you got till it's gone. They say that your darkest hour come before your dawn. But there was something that I should've asked all along. I'ma ask on the
So
song.
she know I've been in that bed before. 1,000 count and not a single thread of truth. If I was just another girl, then I'm ashamed to say that I'm not over you. There's one thing I need to know, so call me when you're not so busy, just thinking of yourself. Do you ever think of me when you lie down in your bed of lies? And I knew better than to look in your eyes. They only pretend you would be mine.
Look who's here.
and the music and the truth collide. Bring it till his memory fades away. Hey bartender, I'm feeling that buzz, I'm ready to rock. Ain't no way I'm gonna tell you to stop. So pour that thing up to the top. I'm coming in hot. Hey bartender. And the truth collide. Bring it till his memory fades away. Hey bartender.
That is Lady Antebellum, Bartender at Night FM.
Hey bartender.
With Nicki Minaj before that. Tom on the 2 to 5 drive with you, with my special guest here, Dr Ahmed Khamis. And you did tell me what your title was, and it's clean left my mind. It was...
I'm UNAIDS Egypt Country Manager.
That was it. Egypt Country Manager for UNAIDS, of course.
Yes.
The man in the know when it comes to World AIDS Day, which, of course, here is December the 1st, all the way around the world. What is going on to mark World AIDS Day here in Egypt specifically?
Well, we have planned several events, actually a national campaign. We're starting up with a press conference tomorrow for the media to get more information on the campaign and where we stand as Egypt. Also to launch our World AIDS Day report globally with a special highlight on Egypt. This campaign is supposed to take place in over 18 Egyptian governorates, relying on the efforts of non-governmental organizations, NGOs, civil society, youth-led organizations and universities across Egypt. It's an awareness campaign, it's an advocacy campaign, and we hope that all those listening to us maybe can also, if interested, they can volunteer to assist with these campaigns. You're going to find them in malls, you're going to find them in clubs. A lot of public awareness activities are planned for this month with support from the United Nations system.
So, and if you hashtag, I think, World AIDS Day on Twitter.
It's World AIDS Day 2014, that's globally. However, the WAC Egypt Facebook group, that would have all the information. We have also WAC Egypt on Twitter, I believe.
And I believe you're also actively looking for people to help volunteer in Egypt as well. So we'll come back, we'll find out more about that and talk more about World AIDS Day with our guest today, Dr Ahmed Khamis from UNAIDS in Egypt, in just a few minutes' time.
In 30 minutes, the big drive home with Simon and Zainab. We have great news for Windows mobile users. The award-winning Nile FM app is available now for your Windows device. Get the latest showbiz news. Hear your favorite shows anytime. And of course, listen to Nile FM live anywhere. It's all just a swipe of a tile away. Download the new Nile FM app free from the Windows Store now. It's Tom Green with a 2 to 5 drive.
I'm sorry, come again?
Got yourself a deal.
Tonight I'll hunt you down. Boy, can you make me growl with the wild things on the prowl? Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Jungle, 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 jungle. La 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 la. La di la di, hands on my body. La 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 la. Oh, just let me down. La 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 la. La di la di, hands on my body. La 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 la. Oh, just let me down. See the boy up me up at the bar, dark and smooth like a jaguar. Ask one time and I make you my star. And you know you want to. If you want get deep in the club, must roughen up, give me that jungle love. Only one with no one bad matter. And you know I want you.
Too true, then I'm sorry. Got 2 seats in this Rari for this bubble safari. So let's party. It's 2 clicks, 1 crew, 2 twos and my 2 coops. Girl, do you, but let me too. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Tonight I'm hunting you down. Boy, can you make me ground? The wild things on the prowl. Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah, drop it.
Okay.
All my little plans and schemes lost like some forgotten dream. Seems like all I really was doing was waiting for you. Just like little girls and boys playing with their little toys. Seems like all we really were doing was waiting for love. Don't need to be alone. Don't need to be alone. It's real love. It's real. 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 It's real love. It's real.
Tom O'Dell, his name. Real Love is the song. Monty the Penguin is what it's all about. Check it up on the internet. You'll find out more about it. It's 4:40. Tom here with your 2 to 5 drive for Monday. It's December the 1st, and that means World AIDS Day is here. My guest today is Dr Ahmed Khamis. He joins us from UNAIDS in Egypt. Nice to have you back on the show.
Thank you, Tom.
Now, you were telling me earlier on about the 3 zeros, and basically about eliminating AIDS by 2020, AIDS and HIV by 2020.
We have a 2020 target,
Yeah.
90-90-90. We have an ending AIDS target by 2030. If we manage to pull through to get through the 2020 targets and apply the strategy, then we can reach the ending AIDS by 2030. Having said so, we have managed globally to bend the trajectory of the epidemic, and now we have the golden opportunity, and I think Egypt specifically has a golden opportunity to break it for good.
Now, I don't have a medical background, and I know many people listening will not have either, but if I want to get involved with World AIDS Day or indeed advocacy work in Egypt, there's openings, aren't there?
We always welcome volunteers who wish to help and advocate for HIV, help us spread awareness. We don't have a lot of resources, so we usually rely on the activism and volunteers as very useful resource in this country to actually strengthen the national HIV response. So volunteers are welcome to join us, learn more about the volunteering opportunities through the WAC Egypt Facebook page, and then through there you can get in touch with us and then learn more about the events taking place across Egypt in the coming month and be part of them if you wish.
Are you looking for any specific skill sets with your volunteers? Are you looking for anyone in particular?
We welcome all volunteers who feel the mandate to actually contribute to our cause. So it's not specific. We all have our different roles and can contribute in different ways.
So it's less important about what you know, it's how enthusiastic you are for the cause.
Definitely. AIDS in the past year has created a large momentum, social mobilization. I mean, it has not been done in this way globally for any other disease, and we believe that through this momentum, and if we manage to keep up this momentum, then we can definitely achieve our targets and really once and for all end the epidemic.
I wish you the very best. If I'm worried about a friend, for example, and I think I've seen signs that make me concerned about their welfare, you mentioned earlier about hotlines, and could you just remind us again what the numbers are?
0800 700 8000. That's the Egypt hotline. I mean, people should be encouraged to go get tested because first, it's not as stigmatizing as before.
Yeah.
Second, treatment is there, it's available, it's provided for free by the Ministry of Health and Population. So it's not a problem. People can live with HIV on treatment for many years, just like any other chronic disease.
Well, I've got to say, it's been absolutely wonderful speaking to you this afternoon on World AIDS Day as well. Before you go, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just to finalise, saying that basically Egypt does have this golden opportunity to act and act fast. We want all actors to pitch in. I want to also encourage the private sector, who does, I mean, they do play a very good role globally and some of them even locally. However, we need more. We need to push for this final push to help people living with HIV and help those who do not know that they are living with HIV know about their status and definitely prevent and avert new infections in Egypt.
A great cause,
Thank you.
and I can see you're doing a lot of work as well to make things better for a lot of people. Dr Ahmed Khamis, it's been absolutely lovely having you on the show. Before we go, is there a song we could maybe play for you? Would you like?
There's All of Me by
John Legend.
Thank you.
A very good choice, very good choice. Thank you for coming on and joining us on the 2 to 5 Drive.
Thank you, Tom.